Welcome, everyone, to the RORP podcast. First episode. Introduce yourselves.
Let's get it. I'm Langdon. I know it says something different, but I'm Langdon. Uh, known these guys for a good, what has it been, almost 2 decades, I want to say.
It's been
We met each
forever.
other in kindergarten, so it's been a fat ass minute.
I should probably give you a funny nickname, or I'll let Marcus do it. I don't care.
Let's not let Marcus do this for today. Let's not give Marcus that power.
I was about to end your life.
I have no doubt.
Speaking of Marcus,
I'm Marcus. Dankness divides.
Dankness? Is it actually Dankness Device?
yeah, it is
What
Dankness Divides
what
in
Yeah.
this one.
What
But
the
this is
fuck
his
is that?
second Discord.
What
I've been
is it?
around longer than Langdon, actually.
You
Yeah.
have like fucking 6 months on me.
I remember the day you moved down the road. I was sitting in my front yard playing, and you were the new kid across the street in the blue house. I lived in that house until I was 5, so I was probably like 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. We've known each other a long fucking time. Many stories to tell.
Yeah, I remember our first day at preschool, Marcus. We tried to escape through building a block tower and climbed it, and it didn't get us anywhere. But we figured out we could move the ceiling tile. You remember that?
I don't, but I've heard that story told before, and it blows my mind that the Rocher school would just allow 2 preschoolers to be working on their ceilings like that.
Well, like they had that one little thing that like we could climb up. It was like a big ass bunk bed. We climbed on top of that. It was like it was probably a bunk bed actually, and then we could just touch the ceiling. It was like not even 3 feet high from there, so we could just. Well, I mean, we could touch it with like sticks and shit. We definitely weren't 3 foot tall preschoolers. I don't think. I don't know.
I wasn't there for preschool, but I do vividly remember that bunk bed, like fucking type castle thing would have a ladder that would lead up to the top deck.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I'm not schizo or anything.
Yeah,
I
I
can remember
remember that.
everything.
So, what's the first story we're gonna tell here today, boys?
I think we're just gonna go from Marcus's perspective.
All right, Marcus, lay it on us.
So you want me to start off with this perspective, or
Lay out your point of view, I'd say, and then I'll try and give the lore dump behind it, and then we'll just go from there throughout this
Yeah.
event-filled day.
I was playing COD on Xbox, right? You and everybody switched to PlayStation. So
Yes, I believe so.
I wasn't really in the loop of things, and I didn't know until a lot longer after who Morgan was. But I knew that Langdon, from my understanding, he was dating this girl from Michigan named Morgan. They met on PlayStation, and from my understanding, um, Jeremiah and her made contact. And what I was told was that you two started fighting over her. Like she was kind of split between the two of you, and you guys had to like alpha male fight to the death over this girl that you'll probably never meet. Um,
I wouldn't call it alpha mailing. Me and Morgan were like not a thing at the time because it was PlayStation dating, so it was like a month of that, and then he had played COD on the Briar's PlayStation a couple times, and that's how they had met.
okay, so I didn't know that there was gonna be a fight at the park. Actually, I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither.
But I got off the bus and
Weren't you in the group chat in high school when me and Jeremiah were like talking about it?
I didn't know
I,
if it was gonna go build up to a fight. We were all in this group. It was the RORP one.
Yeah, it was
The original
that was
one.
the start. That was the first group chat. Like we had all hung out and were friends, but that was our first group chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was.
But I remember because I was sitting. I remember the group chat, at least this part of the group chat vividly, because I was sitting at the lunch table with Albert Byrne and Briar Hooten.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Albert Byrne, goat. But
He's a titanium
Albert,
leg.
he knew me and Jeremiah were arguing, so I was like giving a play-by-play, as was Briar, and Albert said, "Hey man, just tell me you're gonna falcon punch him in the dick." I'm like, "All right, bet." And then fucking yeah, Marcus, you were at the lunch table because you were telling me what to say to him.
I don't remember any of this.
Oh, well, continue. From
Like
there.
I don't remember hearing about you guys beefing because from my memory, there's no substantial memory of me going to the park specifically knowing that there was going to be a fight. I think I knew that you two didn't really like each other and that you two were both going to the park or whatever. So when I got off the bus, I was walking home and I had a clear view of the park. I think I seen a couple people, so I ran over there. I don't think I was paying much attention to what was going on and what was being said,
Well, I don't know if you remember
but
it, but the fight had started before it even made its way to the park. Because
yeah,
Jeremiah knew where we got dropped off at, and we were across the street from where Mikey Johnson used to live. And he
yeah,
pulled up in that fucking like the red Volvo,
uh-huh.
and he had Austin with him. And he got out like, yo, what the fuck's up? What's the problem? I'm like, fucking do something about it. And I took my jacket off and I threw my book bag down. And fucking Mikey Johnson's aunt or whoever the fuck she was to Mikey came running out
Uh-huh.
and said, get off the street. I'm gonna call the police. And then we all fucking scattered and made our way to the park.
Well,
So this
I
is
thought,
a scrimmage before the final showdown.
Yeah, this is pre-gaming Peacock showing feathers, like who's gonna back down first. And then
Okay.
the police were threatened to be called, and then that's when we made our way to the park.
I think that might be why I went to the park because I heard that Austin was with Jeremiah and I had to go get Austin or whatever. But I went over to the park. I wasn't really paying attention. Um, I seen my dad and I think it might have been Dwayne behind me working on the truck or whatever, and they were kind of like glancing over and watching what was going on because there was some yelling. And I'm like kind of looking back and forth between my dad and what's going on because I kind of wanted to just get my dad's reaction. And when I glance back over at you and Jeremiah, I'm pretty sure I see you with your hands in your hoodie, Curdy sitting on the bench, and you were like looking down, talking to him. And I'm pretty sure, or maybe you and Jeremiah were face to face, but Jeremiah took a couple steps forward and punched you in the face. You kind of stumbled backwards for a second. Your knees were weak, but you stood back up. Um, I heard my dad in the distance. Oh,
That was the first thing
um,
I heard when like I shook it off, like the initial hit, and like I got my footing again. All you hear is Brian from like across the street to go, "Oh!" Like fucking loud as shit. I think that's what brought me back into like
I think I see Curdy like kind of get up or kind of try to get out of the way. Um, he's trying to break up the fight,
Of course, he wouldn't have my back, bro.
and I don't really remember
I think it
much
ended there
else.
because that's when I showed up.
Well, that's
And
all that's all there really was to it because I personally didn't think it was worth fighting over.
yeah.
So, and at that point, I was just, he had hit me. It was done over with. Like I didn't fucking feel the need to fight
Yeah,
past
at
that.
that point
Now,
I pulled up and then I see Twinkie with a cup of soda I get. No, it was a can of soda. It was a Dr. Pepper, I think, and poured it on Nicholas and his girlfriend, Sam, all over them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then Nick just starts screaming at him. And then I'm just trying to process everything. I just saw Lane get punched, stutter,
Hey,
and then
carry this for a second. Hold on.
Marcus's dad kind of just like, oh shit. And then fucking soda being poured. So I just see chaos amongst the park. You can continue, Marcus. I heard you wanted to say something.
oh, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, if you want my honest opinion
Yeah.
on what I really seen that day, um, that day I seen Langdon, a big and tough strong man, uh, almost get his ass whooped, but he's lucky that his opponent had mercy. And that's my honest opinion on
Is
what
that
happened.
how it's gonna work?
Well,
Two of our
I,
biggest warriors decided to go up against each other.
He had mercy. He
well,
had someone there. He was okay. Hold on. He
Okay.
had someone there because he was scared enough that I was gonna beat his ass. That he had someone there to jump me if I started to beat his ass.
Wait, who
Let
was
that be
there?
known.
that was why Austin was with Jeremiah.
Because he
What?
was worried enough that I was going to beat his fucking ass that he had Austin be there with him to
Oh my
jump
god.
me if I were to get the upper hand.
Man,
I brought no one with me. It was just me.
I kind of
Can I
wonder
ask-
how that would have went because like Austin doesn't feel pain.
No, I've kicked him in the nuts before. He still charged me.
Let it be
I
known
know.
that I fucking put the Austin Erdenauer in a guillotine, and Breyer and Marcus had to tell me to let go of him because he was going to die.
That reminds me of a funnier story, but we'll save that for another day.
Right. So
Can I ask a question real fast, Langdon,
Yeah,
while
yeah.
we're on the topic of jumping people?
Yeah,
shoot for it.
So you said if somebody brings other people to jump you, that only means that that person is scared you're gonna beat their ass.
I kind of feel like
Right.
yeah.
So why the fuck was I almost jumped by like 12, 25-year-olds with baseball bats and metal pipes? Me, Cody, and whoever else.
Oh,
At the
the
bus stop.
Megan people. Well,
I got
that
off
was
the
just out
bus
of anger.
with you.
That
Was
was
that
out of
only
anger.
because they thought I was about to whip everybody's ass?
I think that was
Potentially,
just
yeah.
they wanted to show a message.
You ran a fade with the whole Crane clan
Yeah.
at a fucking bus stop. And then you
I
didn't
even
get off
stopped
alone,
off that
though.
day.
A bunch of us got off with you.
Yeah, we could feel it in the ground that
And
something
then
was
we
wrong.
saw it as we pulled up. It was because Megan wasn't there. They were there to pick up. I think it was just Tristan.
Dallas
on the
or
bus, right?
somebody?
Tristan and the
Richard.
boy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was Richard on the bus?
Yeah. Because they were talking shit. I remember there was a build up. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna hop off with you guys. And then we start walking off. We should save this one for another day.
Right. Let's
This-
stick to one
Yes,
story.
yes.
This is prime story.
But as far as the lore behind the whole Jeremiah Langdon battle at the park, I should say.
Yeah, the park schism.
Right. It was just the girl I met through a mutual friend on PlayStation. Her name was Morgan. I hold no beef. Like, she's married now. We still talk. She's a great person.
Oh shit.
But back in the day, we had like a month-long fling, and then we broke up because it was PlayStation, and Jeremiah had met Morgan through me and Briar because we were all friends. But pretty much what had happened was after we had broken up, I guess Morgan was salty and got a hold of Jeremiah, and they started talking. And she told Jeremiah that I was talking shit on him, and I obviously denied it because there was no shit talk. I still, to this day, will die on that hill that I never said a negative thing about Jeremiah. But yeah, he didn't believe me and started a whole argument, and that is what led up to the initial fight between us. We were talking that day in our group chat how we were gonna beat each other's asses and shit like that, and then kind of fast forward through the day to the bus stop where I'd gotten out, and then that's kind of where it would pick up where Austin was there and Jeremiah was there, and it went from there. Bit of a lore dump.
That is.
And then the whole the how I remember being hit in the fucking face. Shut up, bitch. How I remember being hit in the face was I was talking to Curdy because fucking I don't know why because it's Curdy.
Yeah,
It never
Curtis is a
hurts to talk
homeless
to
man,
Curdy.
by the way.
Right. But I was talking to him about the whole situation because he obviously didn't want us to fight because he lived at the park. And as I was looking down talking to Curdy, I just fucking get clocked in the face. Pretty much all there is to it.
I
don't-
also believe at this time Curdy wasn't the main antagonist of the Rocher squad or the Park squad.
No, he was definitely a side carrier,
Yeah.
side character to an NPC. I would say at this point.
He becomes the main antagonist at one point of our
he's
lifetime.
the main protagonist,
Antagonist.
and
No,
yeah,
we're the
right,
we're the
and-
protagonists.
exactly in a lot of our stories. But at this point, he was not.
Wait, heroes write or the winners write the story. We are the winners.
Right. But yeah, I was just looking down, talking to some homeless dude about the whole situation because he obviously didn't want us to fight, and then I got hit in the face, stumbled a bit, and then when I came to, I don't remember what I said. I said, "Is that all you got?" or some shit like that. I said something real corny.
You did say that actually. Yeah, I remember.
And that was about the end of it. Like that, I got hit. I shrugged it off. It was fine. I'm over it now. I don't really give a fuck. But yeah, that was kind of the ballad of that. Let's get to the part where Alex punched a child in the face. That's
I
kinda
was
what
also
wanna
a
talk
child
about.
at the time.
but there were you
Oh,
yes to
okay,
an
I had 3
extent.
years on him, but he had like 300 pounds
Right.
on me.
That is
So
fair. He did have the weight advantage. You had reach though.
I did
So
have reach.
you did.
So, I'm seeing this kid Twinkie. He's dumping fucking soda on
Dustin, by the way,
people.
his real name's Dustin. We all call him Twinkie. Everyone in Rocher called him Twinkie.
Yeah. So he's wandering around. I think he went for round 2. He filled up a cup filled with water and dumped it on Nick right after the soda scandal, and he
The soda
run
scandal.
yeah, or whatever you want to call it.
Right. No, I like
The
I like it, I
drenching.
like it.
We'll call it the drenching.
I like that.
And he ran around the pavilion, and I'm on my way to go back to my car to get whatever. I forgot what I was getting. And then he comes up on me and punches me in the shoulder. And so prior to this, I was still trying to get my license. And I was really stressed out. And my mom forgot all of my like documents and stuff. So yeah, I needed to get like everything in my first report card and shit like that. Not really, but it seemed like it. And to get my goddamn license. So I'm pissed because I didn't get it. And I wasted like 3 hours of my time at the DMV. And a bunch of other shit's going on. The lady of my time at the time was pissing me off. So I'm walking to my car, a little agitated, and this kid comes out and punches me in the shoulder. So just out of pure instinct and reaction, I just fucking knocked rock his shit. Even harder than Jeremiah rocked Langdon's, I'd say, because I blew this kid's nose up.
Yeah, it was rough. Like it was loud enough to where we were all because there's a parking lot at the park and then there's tables, and we were sitting on the tables facing away from where the assault had happened. And then
Look,
we
that was
hear like
self-defense.
we hear the impact of the phenomenal right hook, may I say.
Oh yeah, right?
We hear the impact and we all whip around simultaneously, and fucking Twinkie just lets out this blood curdling scream. As did he have his bike or did he walk?
He walked, but he started like stumbling around and he ran
Oh
to
yeah, he
the
just got hit in the
benches.
fucking face.
Yeah.
Like I can relate.
He ran to the benches.
And then
And every
he like
time the blood would clot in his nose, he would like fucking push it out so he'd bleed
right,
more. I'm like, dude, you can't do that.
fucking, and then he just stumbled away towards his house, leaving a trail of blood.
Well, he ran to the
park.
benches.
Did he?
Yeah, and because he left
That's
this
right.
big ass
That's
blood
right.
puddle.
He sat down on the edge of the bench and like kind of leaned over because his
Yeah.
nose was bleeding. That's right.
And I got him paper towels because I felt bad.
No, you didn't.
I did. I gave him
No,
paper
you
towels. I gave him enough to clean up the blood on the ground and enough to clog his fucking nose. Because I did feel bad. I punched this kid and I probably could have killed him because he kept pushing the blood out more.
But I feel like every town, I don't say every town, but every small town has like that one younger kid that likes to fucking pick on the older kids. But
Yeah.
they're not old enough to not do anything, but they're old enough to like fucking smack him in the face.
He came across the one that could punch him.
Right.
The
and
one
he
that
did
could
it,
settle his.
He did it too. It's not like the rest of us couldn't punch him, but we definitely would have gotten in more trouble because at the time, me and Jeremiah were like a year and a half older than everybody, so we definitely would have gotten in a lot more trouble. But every
like
town
13,
has that
14.
kid, and Alex did what kids all across America wish they could do.
Yeah, I lived the American dream.
Started a movement.
So yeah, I did get this kid paper towels, and then he bikes off, and like not 30 minutes later, we see this car that's like bottoming out on the road coming up to the park. And I'll let someone else tell this funny story this side.
From what had happened in between the striking of the Twinkie and the pulling up of the bottom out was like an 83, not 83, like a 93 Civic, like some fucking beat up fucking
Shitbox.
If a trap house had wheels, imagine
Yeah.
like this would be the car.
And there's a twink in the passenger side.
Yeah, but between Twinkie being hit and the car pulling up, we couldn't just leave a puddle of blood at like the main hub of the park, like at the pavilion. So we went and got sand and fucking put sand over it, and that was our grand idea, and it worked in our defense. But we were all sitting at the tables, still trying to, we were congratulating Alex and trying to process what had just happened.
It was a
And like
victory
he said,
run.
this fucking bottomed out fucking trap house on wheels pulls up with what looks to be a more cracked out golem, if that is.
I'd say it's an
possible.
ogre.
No, I'm talking about the twink.
Oh,
In
the
passenger
twink.
seat.
Okay,
I'm not
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about the ogre. A cracked out golem, if at all possible.
Yeah, golem.
Golem, yeah. And then this fucking just large fucking imagine Shrek on steroids mixed in with meth, I'd say.
Yeah.
Got out and immediately like just started yelling at us. I mean, just fucking going in on us. Well, mostly Alex, but we
Yeah.
were all involved. Like we all had our boys back.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking, she just started yelling. I honestly forget what she said, but
She was like, "You want to hit me? Do you want to hit me instead?
right,
Huh?
You want to hit my kid in the fucking face? Hit me
Hit someone
instead,
your own size."
motherfucker."
I was like, "That kid is my size."
Right,
And
I don't know what the fuck she was coming at us at.
yeah, no, she towered over all of us. It's like Endive from Chowder.
Right.
And Nick Shannon, he got up in her face and shit. And he was like, "I will
Right.
beat your shit in." I was
Well,
like,
because
"Oh my god."
Nick was 18.
Yeah,
Nick
Nick was an
fucking-
adult.
Yeah, Nick could run a fade with either one of them, and nothing would happen. It'd just be a fight.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do anything. But Nick was our knight in shining armor. And had
He
our back
really
there.
was. I think doesn't he know, like, what does he know? He's a professional fighter in some sense.
I couldn't tell you. I haven't talked to Nick in years.
I used to work with him actually a couple years back. So yeah, it took like a good 20 minutes to run this ogre off. And
Right,
then
it was just a constant back and forth yelling. And the entire time, like, I guess it was, I don't know if it was her boyfriend or another son or what it was. We're just kind of standing there watching this 18-year-old yell in this chick's face because her son was annoying, a fuck, some would say. And we
yeah.
all thought this dude was about to, like, come up and, like, hit Nick or do something. Like, we didn't know what was going to happen. We were all fucking teenagers at this point in time. Young teenagers, like,
Yeah, we
mid-teens,
were
I'd say.
young.
16 at max.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of that, and then fucking that would lead into, after all that was said and done, that would lead into the hobo cookout.
Well, there's a little more. It's a little funnier after this.
I
So
don't remember what happened after we ran her off, or Nick.
yeah,
ran her
after
off, I
she
should
got
say.
ran off, the father of the Twinkie started driving around the park, and he was taking pictures of us. And then I was just like,
I don't remember that.
yeah, and we were kind of just all yelling at him, calling him a predator and stuff. And this before we found out he actually was registered. So he was screaming, like yelling at us, and we're after we, responded with that.
Right.
And he kept taking pictures of us. He comes out and he takes pictures of the blood. And then he leaves. And then
I don't remember the dad part.
I do remember the dad part. It was brief, but I think you were all like at the. I think you guys were ready to collect sand or something to cover up the blood.
That might have been what happened. Yeah.
And like we weren't trying to hide evidence. We're just trying to clean it up. But we're dumb
Right.
kids.
Because we obviously were gonna hang out there and didn't want to bust our ass in Twinkie blood.
Yeah. And what happened after? Oh yeah. So I ended up walking off with Jasmine because she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I punched a fucking
Right.
fuck." And
Right. I just fucking swung on a 13-year-old. I'm fine.
and then she started complaining because this was during the clown thing. She's like, "Can you
Right.
walk with us? The clowns are out." I'm like, "There's no fucking clowns," and I was
Right.
kind of tired of
The
it.
only thing you had to worry about in Rocher was fucking Shitter and Coonrod. Other than that, you were fine. Those were the
Yeah.
only clowns in Rocher.
And now Curdy, actually, he's in Redwood, I think now.
Right, but even back at that time, before Curdy was, because Curdy's definitely declined since then,
Oh yeah,
if that was at all possible. But
this was like
even
tame,
back
like
then,
chained up.
Curdy wasn't even that bad. Like
Yeah.
Curdy was, just your average run of the mill homeless dude.
Yeah, the demons
and
weren't out
Coonrod
yet.
Were the fucking were the big issues back then.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Cause Shitter he would mow your lawn without your like permission, and then
Yeah, he did
And
that
then-
shit to everybody.
he'd be like, "You're gonna pay me now?" It's like,
Right.
what?
Do you know, or is the picture of him and his girlfriend still on fucking Google Earth?
We need to find that. I'm sure she rides on the front of his fucking or the back, wherever it is,
Right.
still to this day.
Did you ever have a class with his fucking son in high
Oh,
school?
I did, and you kept calling him Chip
Did I call him Chip?
Yeah.
Was that me?
because you
Damn, I
chipped
guess I
his
did.
tooth. He chipped
No,
his
I didn't
tooth.
chip his tooth. He did it
Yeah,
himself.
he shot a BB gun and it ricocheted and hit his tooth.
Right. But yeah, I didn't know for a long time. He said, "Oh yeah, my name's Jeff Dojan," and I didn't fucking think about it. And then we started talking about road training. He's like, "Oh yeah, you probably know my dad." I'm like, "Do I?" He's like, "Yeah, he's got in the mower." I'm like, "Oh my
Straight
god,
up
your dad
junior.
shitter." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh shit, dude, my bad. I didn't mean that." But yeah,
I think
good
he hates
times.
his dad anyways.
I mean, if my dad spent his life riding around a small methed out town now on a lawnmower, I'd definitely have issues. He's
I think we should take
definitely
road
has some
trip
reason.
back.
Should we just lead a charge down the hill?
Yeah, we should take it back. We should fix
I'm
it.
down. Episode 100 of the podcast.
We'll buy the park and then put like a building there.
Right.
So what's from there? Yeah, I'm gone. So
Right.
at
I think
this
after that, it was just kind of we hung out for a bit, and then me, Marcus, and the dude who was there to jump me, Austin, decided to say fuck it and tell our parents we were staying at each other's house, and then crash at the park and like sleep because at the park there's like the firehouse type
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
We decided to just crash up there. And that led into the hobo cookout. I don't know who brought the potatoes, but we all kind of worked together to grab ingredients, and that would lead to the hobo cookout.
Yeah.
Which it was just when we had started cooking, it was just Nick, Curdy, Marcus, and I was there, but I wasn't helping. I was just kind of a bystander. And they chopped up potatoes.
Briar and
put 'em in
Jeremiah
the-
were there too. Jeremiah brought a fucking pie. And he's still pissed off at Curdy about Curdy eating the pie.
I don't remember that. I remember the potatoes because the potatoes are actually bomb as fuck.
Yeah, we
was-
went full scale.
Yeah, we diced up potatoes and like seasoned them real well with butter and wrapped them up in
Seasoned with
tinfoil
butter.
and threw them on the grill, dude.
Langdon is fucking albino, dude.
What do you mean?
You season shit with butter?
I'm saying it as we seasoned it and then added butter.
How about you specify next time? Okay?
Yeah, it sounded like you
Shut the
seasoned with
fuck
butter.
up. Fuck you guys, okay?
Would you get like a fucking cheese grater and then put?
Yeah, actually, if you must know, it's just that my fucking spaghetti is butter noodles.
Oh god,
That's disgusting.
Oh, you
that's
brought it
what
up.
my girlfriend eats.
What, spaghetti or butter?
Spaghetti with butter noodle. Like she puts butter in her noodles
Oh,
9 times out of
But
10.
does she still use the long pasta noodles?
We use normal pasta noodles, but like they're angel hair.
what is the point of buttering the noodles and then adding the sauce?
She doesn't.
So
She
she
just
just has-
Whoa!
That's what I initially thought you meant. So she just eats.
sometimes
noodles and
it's
butter?
either or. Sometimes she will, sometimes she won't. Like either she has sauce, no butter, or butter. No sauce.
Does she like add like some sort of seasoning to it, like
Parmesan
she goes
cheese.
salt, pepper, parm? Nice. Okay.
That's it.
Nice.
That's it. She just
That makes more sense. 'Cause I was about to say if she just ate noodles with butter, like that's some fucking.
she cakes that shit up.
I'm waiting for the Netflix special to come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe we can all do a cook time and then I'll show you
Alright.
everything my girlfriend eats from cooked or microwaved rice and pasta. That's it. That's all she eats.
Yeah,
It's
I fuck with
annoying.
microwaved rice. I fucking as a security guard, I'm a fan of microwaved rice.
Well, she's eaten it to the point where she would put so much soy sauce. She can't have soy sauce for like 2 weeks now.
that is phenomenal. Not in a good way. Astonishing.
No,
I should say,
it's
not phenomenal.
interesting. She's mad because every day she begs and I'm like, I cannot do that for you. You'll feel sick and then I have to deal with
Soy
it.
sauce OD.
Yeah. So the cookout was a great time because by the
Yeah,
time
it's
I come
good.
back, it's all done. I didn't eat anything. I was just there. We're all seeing
It turned out a whole lot
Kumbaya.
bigger than I thought it was going to.
Seeing Kumbaya with
Right.
the grill fire all around it.
And then fucking, I don't know if it was that night or the next day, Curdy had like swept out all the ashes in the grill. And little Lloyd had posted about Facebook on it and said he was tired of us fucking kids like destroying the park that they work so hard to maintain.
Which were the
And
only ones that used the park.
right, and fucking me and Briar had gotten in a Facebook comment war with all of Rocher in this
Mhm.
comment section defending the boys.
We own the park. They
To
don't
the
know it,
point
but we own
where
it.
Josh, who's still currently with my mother,
Do you think
was
we could pull out squatter rights on the park?
on the park, maybe.
Because like we've been there since forever.
Right. I think
Our years have stacked up.
the only people to like ever really sleep there and like would have partial squatter rights would be me, Marcus, or Austin.
I've slept there a good couple times.
Oh yeah, like overnight.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
I think there was one time I slept there by myself in dead of winter.
Yeah. I have
Fucking
up in that little house,
yeah, I remember the fucking
bundled up,
the
scared.
same night of said hobo cookout that me, Marcus, and Austin stayed there. It was beautiful during the night. Like it wasn't cloudy. It was nice and warm, and it was fucking a great time. And then of course, fucking night rolls around, and it's colder than fucking balls. And we have one blanket, one pillow, and fucking a Chromebook, and we watched Street Dream for probably
Oh
I
my
want to say
god.
what
Street
7 hours
dreams.
just on fucking loop
Oh my, that sounds about
until
right. I
we
remember
just
actually.
we turned off the Chromebook and fucking it was and like I've slept in some pretty odd places. That was the worst night of sleep I have ever had in my entire life.
So is Street Dreams still on YouTube?
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God. I haven't watched that movie in years.
I haven't watched it since that night. It's just it triggers something and it triggers something inside of me.
It's such a good movie though.
It is pretty fire.
I have been wanting to try the the vending machine trick, but I don't think it actually works.
I think it all depends on like model of vending machine.
In my But I think they're all like designed not to. I think they just put out a trick that actually wouldn't work to see who would try it.
Right. But the best part about crashing up at the park with Marcus and Austin was that next
snuggles.
morning. It was real early in the morning too. Like it must have been like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning because like the sun was just rising.
Yeah.
Um, we hear like all these cars pull up and we're all like kind of groggy at this point.
Yeah,
Like
you
we're
didn't get
all
your morning
coming
coffee or anything.
right. We're coming in and out of consciousness and it's fucking like 30 degrees, cold as shit. And we hear people come up the ladder and we all like kind of shoot up and look at each other and there's this fucking like 5 to 6 year old that just walks by like the wooden window up there and just looks at us and just runs like slides down the side and disappears. And we're assuming, well I assume anyways, that he went over and told his mom there's 3 people up there sleeping. And
Oh
fucking
God.
Karen comes over and eat her world's power walk.
Oh
And
God.
I don't know if she climbed up the ladder or if she stood at the bottom of the ladder and said, "Hey, are you guys up there?" And one of us said, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, you can't be here. We rented out the park for these kids." And like we said, "Oh yeah, okay,
Who rents out the park?
right."
Just show
Especially
up.
like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Like,
no one
if I
does
can
that.
understand if it's for a party, but let's
Yeah.
have some fucking. Let's be honest here. They just didn't want us there.
No,
So,
no.
in our shame, we fold up the blanket, we fold up the pillow, or grab the pillow, and put my jacket on, and one by one we walk out and slide down the slide. And I would love to be at the end of like the not the end, the Karen's POVs from like sitting over at the pavilion or even the one by the ladder of just 3 teenagers walking out of a playground meant for children, presumably homeless, slept there overnight. Just watch us all slide down the slide in our shame, and all of us spread out and go our separate ways, never to be seen again. Yep.
Yeah. I was
That
waiting for something.
yeah, that about sums it up. But
I think this is
yeah,
a cool thing that they
that was
added.
great.
I need to add my own for my own Discord. I'll find some sounds. Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been the better sound. You know, every time a joke
Yeah.
doesn't hit, we're gonna play that.
Okay, that works. We'll make you two the sound people. I don't care about this shit.
Yeah.
So I do remember like the cookout night. That shit was fun. So everyone kind of did get pissed off at Curdy because he ate almost all the fucking food.
Which, looking back on it, was totally understandable. 'Cause, he was homeless
He was homeless, but
in
he
the
also
grand
had
scheme of things.
free government weed. He had free government pay, shit like that. He had it all. He had his life set.
Did
He
he
just
get
didn't have
disability?
he didn't have house payments. He could sleep in a tent. He lived under a bridge. He lived in the woods.
Right. Didn't he used to like sleep in a abandoned car down by the river?
So he used to own a car. I think it was down by the river, but last we had checked, back in the fun days of time, you know what I mean,
Right.
Marcus. So we we didn't see a car down there. We saw a bed. He had two beds and a bed frame, but the no beds were on the bed frame. It was like a shitty like metal one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And we had a friend from Waterloo piss on it. So
That
we
man,
Damn.
the drama that followed that man after he was introduced to all of us was
it was peak comedy, I'd say.
unprecedented.
It was
to say
awesome.
the least.
I
It
miss
was
him.
something. I wasn't. Was I? No. I was. I was out of Rocher at that time. That was after.
Yeah,
I
you
wrecked my
were.
car.
This was like our I want to say vigilante times, but
Vigilante anti-hero
yeah, whatever you want to call it. We didn't hurt
Right.
anyone.
that you know of.
The only person we wanted to hurt was the antagonist of our story,
Right.
and we couldn't find him that night. Uh,
How,
what?
how
What,
did he
like,
become the antagonist? Like what
okay.
brought about the Curdy becoming public enemy number one?
Well, first things first, he started like preying on little kids at the park in the sense of like he'd say shit like yeah, and they're like very kids, children playing, and
I
he's
remember
like
the whole Jesse Dojan drama with him, where he said something about I think it was Jesse and
Sam.
Sam. I think it was
Yeah.
about wanting to watch him like or have a threesome with him. I think it was.
Yeah, he did say that, and they were both
Right.
underage at the time.
Yeah, they're like 16, fucking 17 at that time, and I remember that whole.
And
drama
Curry's
going
like
on.
at this time like what, 40, 50 something?
Fucking yeah, late 40s.
Uh, and then yeah, he'd say shit like he'd say some like predatorial shit like
Right.
about kids that were playing at the park. So we're kind of like, Curdy, stop that shit. And then he ended up like trying to call the cops on us and shit. And like we wouldn't be doing anything. We'd just be chilling, laughing, and then Dusty would come up and we're like, "Oh, hey." He goes, "You guys doing like you guys breaking shit?" No? He goes, "Oh. Okay." And just kind of went with it. I was like, "Oh, whatever." And one
Right.
day, you know what? We'll talk about this funny story. So one day, Curdy, I this was at a time in between. He's not yet bad, but this is where he becomes like
Right, like he's
public
on
enemy.
his, and he's starting his villain arc.
Yeah, something happened about a knife. I don't remember.
Was that the when the one dude came up and had like the fucking Nam flashback?
No. This is different.
All right,
I think
gotcha.
he was World War II.
Oh well,
I don't
had
know.
a war flashback. I
That's a different. That's Russell Asbury. I've been trying to
Right.
find that man. I
don't
can't.
He
I don't know
died.
what.
He died.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm blows.
Lucky. So there was this like 98-cent steak knife, and
Okay.
Curdy gave it to me, and like he's like, "Can you hide
Full
this for
strategy.
me? Can you get rid of this?" I was like, "Fine." So I drove towards the fort and just threw it in a field. Came back, and Dusty like 30 minutes later is like, "Hey, do you have a machete?" I was like, "What? No, not on me. At my house probably." And he's just like,
It's not on my person.
"Yeah." He's like, "Well, Curdy said you stole his machete and threw it somewhere and got rid of it." I was like, "No, there's no machete." He's like,
I've never heard this story.
"Yeah." And I was like, there was this weird conversation between me and Dusty. He goes, "Show me where you put the knife." I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Follow me." We drive out, and I'm looking through this field. Wait, no, he didn't say any machete. He said a knife, and I said, okay. I show him the steak knife. He goes, oh, why'd you hide this? I was like, I don't know. Curdy said so, and I was like, whatever. He goes, I think he was trying to frame you because he said it was a machete. I was like, oh, okay. So I go back and I'm like, Curdy, you're a piece of shit. And then he starts saying whatever, and Nick gets pissed off. Marcus, do you remember this? Do you
I
remember
remember the
Nick?
whole knife incident.
Yeah. And do you remember like Nick standing at him like with the greatest death stare, the wind blowing, and he's on the parking block? Just
Oh shit, I do remember that.
that was that day. This was the build up. I think Nick said
What happened?
something. Curdy said he would try to kill himself one time, and Nick was
Nice.
like, "Kind of wish you succeeded," and it just started building up,
Right.
and then Nick stoically is just staring at
Stoically.
yeah.
Speaking of Nick, I just opened up Facebook. Today is Nicholas Shannon's birthday.
This is perfect.
Happy birthday, Nick.
I'm gonna wish him a happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Nick.
Fuck, I'm failing his sound effect.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, all right, continue. I'm sorry.
So it was just heated. Curdy's now branded himself villain, and Nick trying to be our hero is trying to slay the beast, but he knows he needs Curdy to hit first for anything,
Right.
and like it was just building up. Oh damn! I just remembered what this also is. I'm not gonna bring it up. We fixed Curry's bike, and that's it.
I
End of story.
remember the bike drama. I remember that.
Well, Curdy, to give you guys more info, Curdy is also, I wouldn't say he's blind, but he has cataracts. But like I think it was just he was fine. But legally he was not even allowed to be on a bike.
Right.
Like his doctor was saying he can't be on a bike. He belongs in like a home. It would
Right,
like
yeah.
a nursing home or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's what his doctor's been pushing for. So we stopped going to the doctor. And Curdy has driven his bike through the backs of multiple vehicles.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember the bike drama.
Yeah, he's done it. Yeah, he's done it to a car in front of Lisa's, and then I think another car in Middle Street. He just goes right through them. I think he just does it to get inside the car and take a nap. I don't know.
Yeah.
Man,
Pretty activity.
Curdy is something.
He is. I remember the birth of the Pow Poof.
Yeah, the pow poof.
The good old Pow Poof. I think we should just do a whole episode on just the legend and ballad of Curdy.
Maybe we'll have to do the Ballad of Curdy some other day.
Right, that'll definitely have to be an episode in itself.
Yeah, Marcus, do you have any input? I hear you throwing out crickets.
Right, motherfucker, sit over here bitching to us about the ones carrying the podcast.
Just about Curdy.
Just anything in
Yeah,
general.
like just on what we were discussing.
What's your opinion of Curdy?
I mean, I think the first time I ever met Curdy, my family got Pizza Hut and we had leftovers, and my dad told me and my sister to go take it to Curdy.
Feed the
I didn't know
dog.
who he was, but I was told he was homeless, so I ran over to him, gave him the pizza, left. Then he started popping up. He's like a cat. You feed him once, and
Yeah.
he just starts popping up more and more. Him and my parents created a friendship. He would bum cigarettes off my parents.
He would bum cigarettes off my mom when I was a kid.
My dad made Curdy cry.
Tell me that story. We need to hear it. I know I've heard it before, but everyone else needs to hear it.
So my dad is like a far right Christian Trumpy.
Yeah.
And Curdy
This
is
before Trump,
basically complete opposite.
Or is this before Trump?
I can't remember.
This is prime Trump because we've all had political arguments with Curdy.
Yeah, I think it might have been during the presidency.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah. I remember.
he would go over to my parents' house and like debate with my dad. And my dad being a far right, my dad's just an asshole, and he wouldn't hold back. And he like Curdy would be trying to explain why Trump is the reason why he's homeless or why people like Trump ruined the U.S. And I don't think my dad's adding much to the conversation outside of "you're homeless, shut the fuck up." But after like the fifth, stop blaming other people for your problems and get a life, Curdy actually started crying on my back porch. Like he not like a full on like bawl, but he like silently wept while staring out into my yard before getting up and leaving.
That is hilarious.
Mm.
First I've heard this story.
Curry
Yeah, my dad loves
is.
to tell that story.
I bet he does. He made the homeless man without a nerve system cry.
Right.
He would
Really
often
feed into Brian's ego.
like tell people, "Oh, Curdy's not a bad." I don't really understand the dynamic between my dad and Curdy. My dad would like gas him up behind Curdy's back, but to Curdy's face, he would be a complete asshole. He was like, I don't know, like with like the kids, like he always used to tell me like, don't be going up to the park and bullying him. He's had a rough life and all this shit. But then I'll turn around and like to Curdy's face, just look at him and be like, you're the reason you're like this. You don't make an effort to do anything with your life. So I don't know if my dad and him are friends
I
or
think your dad was in his own way trying to help him better himself.
Trying to motivate the Curtis.
Yeah, but it just brought him down more. 'Cause I know your dad kinda a little bit. Dad's an interesting character.
Hey, your dad
Mhm.
was very intimidating.
Yeah, extremely intimidating. Baseball
very,
games.
very much so. Very much so.
He would get ejected every baseball game.
He would. I remember fucking what was it? Um, the Kevin Brian Ridnour fight.
there was the Kevin, there was
That's
the
one that sticks out
David.
to me.
There's a lot of fights, mainly
Yeah.
at Rendezvous. There was the
Oh, rendezvous.
yeah. There's one time I was in my room
We
chilling.
did our own rendezvous episode.
Because anytime my parents were, or anytime the adults wanted to go do something, and like I was out doing something, I would have to come home. They wouldn't like lock me in my room. They'd be like, "Okay, stay here. Don't do anything fucking dumb. We're gonna go get fucked up." Um, so I was
I'll
in
go
my
to the
room,
park.
and I heard it was around the weekend, and my parents just left, and I like hear commotion outside my bedroom window. I look out, I see my dad and like five of his buddies beating the absolute shit out of Jason Lapham, I think his name is. And to
What
this
does he
day, I'm pretty
do?
sure Jason Lapham like lifts weights and shit, and he's working on challenging my dad to like a third fight.
A third
Imagine
fight.
training that long to fight Brian
Yeah.
Man's
Ridnour.
man would need to.
Right.
Knowing Brian. Does your dad
Training,
even work
like,
out?
Training your entire life.
No, he does like he doesn't work out traditionally, but he does like weird ass workouts. Like
I mean, it works. You can't judge it because it
his,
works.
Right.
he like he doesn't go for like big biceps or anything. He will sit on like the couch and he will get like something hard like a spatula or something and just like pound the shit out of his knuckles and to the point to where like they were like swollen and bloody.
Oh my god.
And then like the next day he would put his fist out to me and he'd be like, "Feel my fist," and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's rock hard, isn't it?"
He
So
he's
he would
bone training.
yeah, he took a lot of pride in making his fist cinder blocks.
Fucking get him in the ring against Francis Ngannou. In the octagon, I should say, not the
We
ring.
need to like hold
Episode special 150 Austin Rednauer battles fucking Brian Rednauer inside the octagon.
Yeah, we need to build our own shitty octagon at the park
Right.
and just record it.
Absolutely.
Just one day we all at the park and then just show them the place where all of our memories grow and then just the big fight. We even have
Good.
Curdy in it.
Right, do an episode of the podcast there.
Yeah, we will have to. We'll go in the
Absolutely.
house.
Overnight.
Yeah. like on a Friday, we can all go there and just a whole like I'll live stream it. I don't care.
Right. Well, I mean, Rocher is definitely, uh, um, excuse me, not the town we remember it as children.
No,
I
but I
know.
still feel like if we got all the boys, like if we got everybody from the original group and we like um put blindfolds around them, we got in the giant bus and they led us to the park and we stood under the pavilion and took our blindfolds off. I'm 100% confident all of us in like perfect synchronization would start like zoning out and uh like fucking like I don't know, going back
Remember
and
everything.
You're right.
yeah,
Just
it'd be like 30 seconds of silence.
and then we would all simultaneously stare at each other and knew what we'd have to do.
Brave Hale.
Right.
There can be
We'd
only
have to,
one.
take it back. There can only be one group to ruin this town. That
Yeah.
would be
Take it
Danders,
back
not
from the meth
RORP.
heads. I
Right.
would love to save the town, take it back. I've been thinking about
Yeah.
buying land down there and building a house.
And like we could definitely do it. Like the group knows that town better than fucking Marcus, especially knows the back roads. Isn't that right, Marcus?
Oh, yeah, Marcus could ramp off
Inside
the
joke.
yeah.
But we know that town like the back of our fucking hands. We would be like SEAL Team 6 in that motherfucker and have it back to its
We need to
original
take that
glory in a
town
week.
back.
I guess
Me and
like
Langdon were just talking the other
5 to
night.
6 days.
There was a time at like what time of the night would you say it was? Like midnight. Me,
Like
Chris, and Sean parked our car outside of Langdon's window and
yeah, of my
flashed our
fucking
headlights.
trailer because I had like a it was a big window, but it's 3 separate windows. They were just all like separated with a piece of board. And I'm sitting there chilling, fucking playing. I was either playing Call of Duty or watching YouTube, and I don't see the headlights because they don't have them on, but they pull up like almost grill to my window, I'd say, and just turn on their brights out of fucking nowhere. And my room is just illuminated, and I'm scared shitless because I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere at this point. A truck is parked outside my window with their lights on. I'm in boxers and a ACDC shirt. Not 100% sure how to proceed. So I stand up, I turn around, and they just pull away slowly. And fucking that genuinely, like, if I could describe genuine fear, that would be in that moment.
I used to just go drive down the back roads for no reason, like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
So
same.
many things in that situation, like me not knowing it was you guys until the next day, could have gone. Like, you guys could have drove through the house and killed me. I could have been shot. Like, you could have jumped through my fucking windows and
So how did you
kidnapped me.
sleep that night, knowing that a random car just pulled up a couple inches from your window,
I
flashed their brights, and left?
fucking sword under my pillow, ready for war. Like, it was
So
genuinely scary. Like, that was one of the few times in my life I've been genuinely scared and like fearful that I was about to fucking die.
so it could have been like anything. It could have been just a bunch of hillbillies come to kill you, or
Yeah,
like a
that's
group
what I'm
that's
saying.
like you have to pay your dues to stay in this area.
I also used to at odd hours of the day and night, I would just like drive past somebody's house that I knew and be a creep and like take my phone out and like zoom in on one of their windows and text them or PM them and be like, I'm outside.
Yeah, that's great, but you didn't text me or PM me. You just pulled up and then didn't let me know until the next day. So I slept. The little I did sleep was fucking one eye open. Fearful for my young life.
I think that's just our typical way of like approaching each other, though. We just show
Which is
up.
super fucked up because outside looking in, and if you hear that story, you're like, "Oh my god, your friends are crazy." But that was normal activity. Like there was points where you guys, I don't know if you guys had ever been there, but like Briar and Jeremiah and a bunch of people would like come over to my house, and like I could not be there, but they would just kick in the front door and fucking yell "breach and clear" and breach my house.
Oh yeah, I was there a good couple times for that. I was the one
Fucking
that
just
would
screaming,
breach.
yelling, running through the house like fucking like my. It could have just been my mom there and fucking 10, 11 teenagers kick open her front fucking door, yelling "breach and clear" and charge back to her kid's room. Like it was just
And then
fucking
leave. We would leave and not say a word.
Yeah,
right.
piss in
That's what
your
I'm
closet
saying.
and
Like
leave.
outside looking in, like that's fucking dumb shit, but to us it was just normal activities.
Yeah, that
You
was
know,
just
me and
typical.
Jeremiah once went on a special operations mission and robbed your house.
That's
Wait, which
dope.
house? What, the greenhouse?
Which one?
Or the
The one
blue
on
one?
Henry Street.
That was the blue one. Yeah, Henry
Yeah.
Street.
Um, I think I don't know if like he had one of your games. I was gonna go stay the night at Jeremiah's house, and
I think it was for
I think it was
Fallout.
Minecraft.
I remember
Oh,
it, 'cause I
it
stole
was
back
Minecraft.
because we fucking.
Or Skyrim.
I had gotten over. I had came home and my game was gone, and I knew I left my Xbox cord over at Jeremiah's because we had hooked up both our Xboxes at his old house, and we're like, I don't know what the fuck we were doing. We were playing a game together, so I went over to grab it, and I saw the fucking game sitting there, and I stole it back, and then he got all pissy with me. But I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if I walked in or not, or I think I might have stayed outside. But he walked into your house like all sneaky and shit. He said he took the game. I think he ate some chips or like a snack cake or something. Like he stole some food and then we left.
Yeah,
This
that's crazy.
reminds me, we'll have to use this story for another day. The whole you spraying bleach on Marcus.
It said H2O on the bottle.
Yeah, but it was bleach.
Okay, that's not my fucking fault.
It's fine. I
then
use that same
wasn't
bottle.
it Alex
the
that
bleach
broke it?
bottle H2O.
Wait,
Wasn't
do
it
what?
you that broke the bottle and then Langdon's mom got pissed at him because
I
the
did
bottle
break
was
the bottle
broken?
to save your life, Marcus, because I knew it was
I
bleach.
didn't know it was bleach until he started screaming that I sprayed it in his eye.
Well, anyways, we'll save this story for another time because I just remembered it. Every time I think about like the tales of your house, it's just that and like the 4th of July time. Or the 5th of July. It was the 5th of July.
Yeah, because no, I
Shot a
think it
ball
was the
rocket through a
4th,
cop car.
wasn't it? Because I never celebrated my birthday on the first. 'Cause that's when my technical birthday is.
Yeah.
I
But we
think I
always-
can sum up what Langdon's house was in like a couple sentences.
Oh, please.
I
Just
can
based off
sum it up
this
in
one memory.
one word, bro. Like fucking pandemonium.
So this is no offense to you, Langdon,
That's
but
fine.
there's one time,
Offend me.
there's there's so many fucking kids that came and stayed the night at your house. There's like kids that you didn't even know, like my cousins and shit. Like we would
Yeah,
just
you
pop
just
up
fucking
and...
Brett.
pulled up with a gaggle of Rednauers, bro. That was the first time I met Brett.
Yeah, but there'd just be like a shit ton of people. Like you would be beefing with some of them. Like Charlie and Zach would show up and like there'd be like the day previous, you guys were beefing and now they were sleeping at your house.
Well, that's
But
'cause
there's
Caleb and
one
Charlie were
night,
best friends.
it was like, dude, we were up all night fucking partying or something. And it was like 5 in the morning. The sun was rising. And the entire living room was scattered with just bodies.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's people hanging off the sides of the couch, sleeping on the floor, fucking
was the day
sleeping on
after
the
5th of
TV
July.
stand. Yeah, and
Yeah, that was the night after the party.
I was
Yeah.
trying to find a place to sleep, but every nook and cranny of the living room had dog piss or shit on it. So I was like, I was trying to snake around to find like a clean spot. And when I did find a clean spot, there was like 3 or 4 fights that fell right on top of me while I was trying
Oh,
to sleep.
yeah.
I don't think the floors, but there were definitely points in time where like me and Caleb would leave and we would come back and fucking the house would be awry. Because in my defense, my mom at the time was, not in a great place. Neither was her and her boyfriend, and a lot of the times it was just free fucking rain.
Oh, yeah. That's
But,
how my house was, too.
Yeah, but I didn't give a fuck. I was young and we fucking partied our asses off, so I don't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
anything.
I sprayed Charlie with that bleach bottle.
Yeah, I threw fucking Marcus's cousin through a wall.
Marcus climbed through your... Marcus climbed through your room window and kept going to the front door repeated.
Yeah.
If we could
Okay.
add up all the damages we caused to that house, it would
It would be
probably
in the
add up
millions.
to the value of the house. Like
Oh,
your
yeah.
toilet, all your
Right.
windows, the flooring, the ceiling. There's one time
we broke
me and-
down a door. Like we broke my bedroom door. Like it was half a door.
you had those tiles that you could push up in your kitchen, and I think me and Caleb just started removing tiles and looking what was up there for no reason.
Well, we had bunk beds in our room, and
I
we would
remember.
get on top of the bunk beds and push up the tiles and fucking do dumb shit like throw bouncy balls and fucking.
So
Yeah, you
that's
used to say there's a double barrel shotgun, and every time I came over, like I would try to pressure you into finding it. and jumping off your shed into like a fucking 6-inch pool.
Yeah, that was good times. That was perks living in a small town with no adult supervision.
That was dangerous.
We
Yeah,
really could have gotten away with anything, like
I mean, we kind of did.
to an
We
extent.
fucked
But
with
just
the
think,
police.
just think of what we could have gotten away with that we even knew back then. Like morally was not the
Oh,
plan.
what?
Like
Oh, I
we
know.
could have committed arson, and like we would have been fine.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
did we commit arson?
No.
I believe so, a few times.
Wait.
I mean, an unnamed person set Curdy's home on fire. So
That was
that's
not me. That
I said unnamed.
I was living in
I
Walsh at that
said
time.
unnamed.
Yeah, but when that happened, do you know how many fucking people messaged me? At
Yeah,
least
'cause
10.
You and Curdy had beef. You stole his machete, bro.
He gave me his fucking steak knife and told me to throw it away. But
Well,
fuck, what
but I
was it?
said unnamed person. You were kind of framed again. You know, like everyone knew about the whole knife situation, and then
Everyone knew about a whole different situation.
right, and then all at that point, all signs pointed to Lauderdale as Curdy's house was set ablaze. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you.
But yeah, that will 100% wasn't me because that was at a time I haven't been to Rocher in like years.
Yeah, well, we all knew at the time who it was, but like
We
the whole
knew,
town
but the town thought it
you.
was me. Yeah. Which I think
But
now they all know.
it wasn't you. But,
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really talked to anyone down there.
right,
You fucking did this shit. And they gave me some bullshit story.
right. Well, I'm not gonna admit to fucking because like I wouldn't say fucking we had vandalized anything, but like we had left mulch on the fucking parking fucking not on the parking thing on the basketball court, and I fucking wrote Flaky Blakey all over the fucking park, and we carved our names into the fucking picnic tables.
Yeah. I mean, that's just typical teen shit.
Right, but we had never taken a sledgehammer to public bathrooms.
Yeah, no, we would have never done that.
Yeah, that was a whole new fucking world of felony that we wanted nothing to do with.
Yeah, no. We just wanted to, like, we want to immortalize
Those kids are smart
We're
as
gonna
ourselves.
call
fuck.
it
Those
the-
kids are the cool kids.
Those kids are the cool
Pretty sure
kids.
one's a ex now, right?
Pretty sure
Yeah,
they
so-
both.
Yeah,
Let's say they're both sober now.
one of
thank
them owns Hux or claims to, and
Yeah.
in the Lou.
God. Oh,
No,
No.
I talked to Z recently, and he said he doesn't work there anymore.
he,
I just
okay.
talked to him weeks ago, and he said he could get me a job there if I wanted.
He says he
Basic.
owns it.
Yeah. He was talking to me like he was like, I could put you in second command, dude. I was like,
I'll tell you
what?
exactly what he said about it because he texted me he texted me. Yeah, he texted me. He's a GM at.
I've never even heard of that. Unless I have, I'm just dumb. Yeah.
That's what he because he got a hold of me. I want to say a month or so ago, and it texted me just out of the blue, fucking just texted me and asked what's up.
I work at a factory right now. Pretty sick.
I am a security guard.
Zach Peterson. You know, I work with him every so often now.
Why?
I got a job.
What
And,
is the lore behind Zach Peterson?
I'm trying to remember Zach Peterson.
You used to work with him at Sparta Walmart in electronics.
Wait, Zach Peters?
Yeah, yeah, him.
You work with him?
Every so often, not every. I don't work alongside him, but every now and
Oh.
then I work with him.
I used to live with him.
Yeah, I
Pretty
remember. I remember Zach.
Oh yeah, he's pretty cool.
I didn't know him personally, but like we had talked. That's when like I had Discord on my phone and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we had talked and played games together, and like I talked to him in your stream and shit. So
Yeah, he Zoom key always pops up on my streams.
yep.
He donated a couple bucks to me. $3. And he said,
I'm gonna get fucking drunk one night and just donate my entire bank account now that I know you're
oh, thank
affiliated.
God. He says, Joe Biden, wake up. That's what he gave me $3 and said that. I was like, okay. I was playing Rainbow Six Siege.
You brave man.
I'm god awful at it. So 90% of the time I'm just fucking around, blowing shit up.
Right.
So,
So
Marcus, what have you been up to though, other than work? Are you going to give us the inside scoop?
I don't know how much I can tell.
You just
the
plug it a
legal
bit.
parts don't
Just
incriminate anybody.
this shouldn't be illegal. It's his
It's Marcus. Come on.
it's his I don't want to call it a hobby because I feel like that's just downplaying it.
Well, I mean, it's legal in Illinois. So like, I mean,
Oh,
if you wanted to talk about it, you could.
I'm talking about his
Uh,
music.
oh,
Oh, yeah, totally. That's exactly. Duh.
Not
I'm still actually I was meaning to talk to Langdon about this.
What's
You
up,
want to
dude?
shut the fuck up so I can talk?
Sure, go for it.
You know Enough Enough Now by Bad Omens?
Yes, I do.
A lo-fi kind of sounding background over the harsh vocals with heavy distortion.
Yes, sir.
I think that's the vibe. I wanna go that kind of sounding path with the EP.
I respect that's a good path to go down. I'd say. I say you'd I think that would fit you well personally.
I think so because making music like alternative or metal music just as a solo person is damn near impossible
Right. Yeah.
because
I
drum
could definitely
bass,
understand that.
lead guitar, rhythm guitar, vocals, clean vocals if you want it. It's like that's so many talents that take years to master that only one person
Right.
is now the operation.
so what do you release your music on?
Right now,
Yeah.
I just have a couple recordings that I still need to edit over,
But
but
where would they when you do release it? Where would they see this at?
um I'm not sure yet. I'd probably I don't
Waiting
know,
for that Spotify contract.
probably just like a YouTube video.
Just
Okay.
release an album on YouTube. I support it. I've been
Oh
talking
yeah.
about the Radnauer EP since fucking sophomore year.
I think the name has changed so many times.
Yeah, what is it now?
Um
If you can disclose.
I wanted it to be the Radnauer EP and then it was what was it, Langdon? It was Widowmaker or something.
It was something like that, yeah.
And then it was what was it just like last week it was Mercy Kill or Mercy Death or
Mercy Murder or some shit like that.
Murder, that's it. But I've also got the old school Collateral Suicide.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking good times, man. I remember that whole fucking. I remember half of that band list. There was
Yes,
Collateral Suicide, Mass Genocide, fucking. What else was there? There's a lot of shit. I'll have
there's
to
a lot
find
of
the list. There's
those
some
are the
fucking bangers on there.
yeah. I'm, I've got well, I've got maybe like 3 recordings so far. Langdon
nice.
doesn't trust me, and he doesn't think I'm a musical genius or
What do you
anything.
mean?
I believe in you.
I've been back in the Radnauer EP since sophomore year.
The other day, you called me shit bass player, a shit guitar player, and
I
said
did
the
not
only
call you a shit bass player. I just said Aiden can play it better than you. That's literally my sentence, word for word.
Aiden Rednauer or
Aiden Albert.
oh okay. Really?
I've been trying to get him to join my band. My band is me.
I've considered music, but I think
I don't have enough talent for that.
yeah, same. So that's why I'm just gonna do this and
Right.
work.
Worst case scenario, fallback. I just become a street fighter and get my ass kicked for money. I feel like it's a play.
That is a play.
I've been
Just go in like act all intimidating and shit, and just like spread my fucking name around like the scene and like to hype myself up. And then when everyone thinks, "Oh, are you gonna come in and win?" I just throw the fight and just fucking cash out.
That's
I've been
fair.
trying to give Ryan vocal lessons, but he
Give
doesn't.
me vocal lessons,
Yeah, there's been times where I've tried to teach you how to scream, and
Marcus.
you
You were just hyping up my clean vocals fucking last night, dude.
those are clean vocals though. I'm talking about harsh vocals.
Okay,
There's
I can't do harsh vocals on command. Like
sat there for like
fucking
trying to explain to you the science behind how these noises come out of your throat.
Caleb, as my witness, yesterday in traffic, some chick in a fucking like a Camry cut me off, and I let out the fucking meanest fucking growl you ever heard in your entire life.
I think it just comes to me naturally.
Like I just can't. It's not like a monkey at a fucking circus. Like I just can't do it on command. Like
Well, I can.
I think
Marcus is
everybody
good for
tries
you.
to be good without any practice, as long as they're pissed off, like super pissed off and
Right.
raging. You can fry scream 10 out of 10 times.
Marcus,
But
That
as
is
you-
far
like
you've heard
controlling
my-
your range,
my
I feel
scream.
like I think a lot of it is just like vocal control, and I do not have that.
well, it's a lot of like how you the diameter and how you position your lips and
Right. So you've like done the science and looked into the fucking chemistry of it, whereas I am just a consumer of the product.
yes.
See, I just get pissed off and just let like
That's my thing,
22
like-
years of anger just come out.
Right. Like in the moment, if I'm super angry, like I could probably do it, but I just can't like do it on command.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like I wouldn't be able to like step into a recording booth and belt out some fry screams, you know? Like I'd have to be angry or like fucking. It was like situational, in which point I could maybe pull it off successfully.
It's fair. So, fuck, I forgot I was gonna go on with.
Whatever you're feeling, dude.
Whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah, dude. What's your vibe right now? We've been going at this for 2 hours.
Yeah, damn near 2 hours. The recording's
Yeah.
at an hour and 30 minutes roughly.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Hell yeah. Which I'm gonna have to knock off like about 6 minutes because that was just us talking about.
Right. And then just
yeah.
edit out the shit that you don't want in.
Yeah, and I guess I'll censor over something certain names
Right.
anytime they
not
come
to
out.
Incriminate anybody or get anyone's feelings hurt. Definitely.
No, I want Curdy's feelings hurt.
Yeah, well, not Curdy, but like JU and ZA. I'm sure they're smart enough to figure out if this somehow gets back to them.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm in danger if that happens.
yeah,
Why?
I'll cut like
Are
most
you
of that
still in
out.
contact with JU?
No,
Are you still in contact with ZA?
no.
Then how the fuck are you in danger?
There's shooters on these streets, like
Mark, you have a whole group of shooters, at
Shooters
the
that know JU and ZA?
yeah.
fair
Probably.
enough.
They have to have buyers somewhere, and it'd probably be in
Right.
Chester.
And I'm just confused as to why shooters in Chester would give a fuck about something that happened in Rocher almost a decade ago.
Because never mind. Is it different time?
We've already delved too deep into the rabbit hole, but
Right now, like this is well past the statute of limitations.
Right, you've
They
already.
Well, I could explain, but I think like 90% of it would have to be censored out.
Okay. I mean,
Fine, just for the Patreon.
Just because I don't feel comfortable with who might.
If you genuinely don't feel comfortable with it, like don't.
yeah,
feel like
you don't have to. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
pressure
if
you
don't
into
feel
telling a story.
comfortable, like don't fucking just. They're not gonna come to your house and hold a gun to your head, and be like, "Fucking tell us now, dude." Like if you don't want to say anything, don't say anything.
I've been
Yeah, I hope
considering making ladder ball like sets and then try to sell them to people.
That is the most random shit I've ever heard you say.
I know.
Like,
Lately
of
I just been on this like
everything.
random
You could have given
tangent.
me like a million guesses, and I never would have guessed ladder ball construction.
Ladder ball into snow cones. And eventually a place to set up to have people play ladder ball and buy snow cones.
I think that's a missed opportunity for Waltons and fucking Smithton.
Honestly.
If they had like a bag set or like washers or something out there, bro, that shit would
See,
that would be banging in the spring.
at work, I was just pressing metal, doing my thing, and then I was just like, damn,
Right.
what if I just like had like this area where I could just have a bunch of people just hang out, sell food, snow cones, and like play yard games and shit. I think that would sell.
Right. I mean, that's
It,
kind of what backyard barbecues are for, though.
yeah, I know.
Me and Langdon have like 18 business models.
Right. Well, me and Marcus have talked in length about starting quite a few businesses, and I just want to say in the past 3 or 4 months.
Well,
18.
okay. How come I have not been invited to any of this?
I don't know, because you just been kind of. I feel like you're at a good spot in life right now, as far as just you know happiness. I want to say, and like,
Well, you be guessing wrong.
oh, all right, fuck me, but fucking yeah, what have we talked about? Landscaping,
There's a bar. Oh, yeah, I guess it's like a little restaurant. It's one of those like little one-off like fancy trailer restaurants like a lot of Chinese
mm,
places are.
Okay.
There's one of those selling in Chester for like dirt cheap for a restaurant fully furnished with like ovens and shit for
Oh
like
fuck.
5 or 75,000. And I was really
Oh,
considering taking out a loan and going in on a like a business with somebody there, like a bar or something. But
I would.
Langan fucking broke and doesn't have any fucking money.
I no, you never. You said you were gonna get the loan, and you never came to me with anything, and I let you know because like I don't know if you knew, Alex. I ran a kitchen for like almost 2 years, so I know like the in and outs, what money. Like I've done inventory orders and shit. I know what all goes into running and operating a kitchen semi successfully. Like it's a lot of money. Like it's sure $75,000 is just the building and everything in it, but you got to figure insurance. Fucking, I obviously wouldn't take a paycheck, but you have to figure insurance. You have to figure, inventory. Fucking bills per month. Fucking, there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just buying the building and like, oh, all right, we have a fucking restaurant now. Like, it's,
That's
at
true.
$75,000, it's probably once inventory and insurance and everything's paid for and you have the proper permits. It's probably upwards of a $200,000 venture. It's not just $75,000 and you're there. Like, there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, we're going to the marketing scheme now.
Just start a fucking Ponzi scheme.
But I've definitely been considering starting my like a little
Pyramid
little
going.
business area. Not a pyramid scheme. Actually,
Oh yeah, totally
here
not.
I
No.
can actually talk to you guys about this. I cannot say the
Alex is part
company's
of a
name.
pyramid scheme.
I've I worked with one for 3 days
Nice.
unintentionally. So
Nice.
What?
okay, I'll explain it to you guys. I cannot say their name. I will tell you guys their name off this. So okay, I worked with this company.
Oh shit.
And what they would do is they go door to door and knock on people's door, which already instantly goes, okay, I don't want to be here. Like this is a big red
Right.
flag. Uh, and they would go, hey, we're with blah blah blah. Can we see your power bill?
Oh
Has this ever happened to either of you?
no,
Okay,
not to my knowledge.
if this has ever happened to either of you, tell them to fuck off. So,
Will do.
and this goes for everyone else listening. Uh, people that they will send you a letter, or they'll send you a letter if it's official. You know,
Right.
so that goes with the IRS as well. Like they will send you a letter. Do not answer a fucking phone call that claims that they're the IRS. You're just getting scammed, you idiots. But they would go door to door and just go, "Hey, I'm blah blah blah. Can I see your power bill?" And then sometimes people will go, "Oh, I'm not like interested." Blah blah blah. And then they'll go, "That's not why I'm here." And then, like they press hard for your fucking power bill. And what they'll do is they will they'll claim that they'll set your power rate to a set amount because it's random
Right.
sometimes. The Ameren will spin the wheel and go, oh, you're getting this one. Well, they'll set it, but they'll set it the most expensive one that they can find because it's theirs.
Right.
Like your rates will be like 7 cents
Right. So
to
you
ten
were working
cents.
for some fucking like getting a call on your phone from India asking for your fucking bank account information type people.
Yeah. Well, they would set your rate to like 20 cents, and believe it or not, that's quite a bit.
Right.
And they're like, well, it kind of helps people in the future. And with the other thing
Mm.
that they would do is they would try to sell people into solar farms. Thing is,
Yeah.
there's no solar farms. They don't have any. So they're just getting people on these. So they take their bill, they they'll take your bill, pay it, and then send you the in quotes discounted bill close quotes. And what it is really extremely more expensive. They triple your fucking bill.
Damn. So
I
then
didn't
would
sell it to anyone.
do
I
they
didn't.
would so since they're tripling it, would they take like the leftover after your
Yes,
bill's
they take
paid?
the money.
Damn.
They pay the power bill. Whatever you get, whatever you pay off that bill goes
Right.
to
They'll
them.
pay your power bill, but they'll keep the fucking other however much money.
Yeah. So
That's bonkers.
very. So yeah. I worked with them for 3 days, and after I found out what they were doing, I just quit. Like I stopped showing up. I was like, no. I didn't have a car ride there. It
Right.
was my girlfriend's uh, adopted brother who was
Got
taking
you
me
a
up
job?
there. He was working there, and I was like, this is bad. And like the way they run it, they'll tell their like people, they all gather up and they all like chant and shit, and they're like, uh, I made this much money, blah blah blah. If you keep doing this, you'll end up with 3 figures a paycheck. It's like, no, don't say this to
3
people.
figures a paycheck isn't worth a fucking felony.
Exactly.
So
So technically, what they're doing is legal. Sadly,
yeah, the whole fucking what is it? I'm trying to think. Fucking I don't know. I'll get back to it.
this is probably the most I can like say about it. I cannot say their name because I think I wrote like I signed a contract or whatever.
Right, at NDA.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I was just kind of
Throwing shit
right,
out.
like signing shit. So
Right.
hopefully this doesn't come back and kill me.
No, we'll find them.
Yeah. So exactly. Well, if the podcast just suddenly never comes back, yeah, it's
Right,
my
we've all
fault.
been murdered.
Yeah, because of me. Uh,
We're all assassinated by fucking.
these stupid fucking tones.
Marcus is gonna fucking figure out some fucked up shit to add some fucked up sounds to have.
Mark, if you want, you can add whatever sounds that you want
But
into.
don't tell him that.
Well, he can put them through my. He can send them to me. I'll review them and then I'll put them in my Discord.
Give me a sound of someone being fucking murdered. Like you cannot just give Marcus free reign.
That's why I have to review it.
That's fair.
I'm the one that has to put these into the Discord.
Yeah, Marcus.
I have no
I'm
tones.
gonna put the classic shut the fuck up.
That would be great.
I back traced it.
Um,
Man, I don't know if you guys know that one.
I do not. We
It's
should get
classic.
Austin to recreate. Thanks for the gas mask, motherfucker. I can't see.
Be perfect.
Good times. We just need Austin to say a bunch of fucking catchphrases.
And that sounds so funny.
So what? People would be super confused, and then once they realize, they'd think we're really shitty people. But they'll get the fuck over it.
Yeah, like we live with it. It's ours.
Like
We own
he's
it.
our friend. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah. We exactly. You said it better than I could have.
That's too much power for one person to have.
Mark, why is your mic muted, buddy?
Because he's in trouble.
Yeah, I'm getting yelled at.
Yep.
Them gangbangers found him.
Yep. Fucking they heard us talking about JU and ZA. He just got rolled the fuck up on.
I think we can tell another story here soon. I'm trying to think of
I think we should do one story an episode, so then we don't run out of like.
That's
things to talk
true.
about.
Yeah, we'll save it. But I know the next story. We'll definitely have to go with one of the parties at your place.
Right. We'll definitely have to. I don't know if we want to do the party that like defined a generation, but we can definitely do like a sub party. I'd say.
Yeah, one of them. We'll discuss
we
it.
Save the generation defining party for a milestone episode. Obviously, but eventually we'll get everybody here, and I think that'll be dope.
Yeah,
we can have special guests.
That'll be later down the line. I will
get
probably
Curdy a Discord.
Oh God, like, what up, shitbag?
Let's get right into the news.
This week on the RORP podcast, Curtis Hooten has this to say.
Just fucking around right now.
That should be the outro. Just everyone spamming the noises, and then it just ends.
Oh my god, it all came in at once. Okay.
Scene.